and welcome. Hello, good sir, good ladies. Welcome to the Halloween extravaganza. What's going on, guys? We have a fun show for you tonight. It is Tuesday, October 25th, the week of All Hallows Eve. Trunk or treat, all that good stuff. Cavities, dentists are just smiling because they know that they're going to be getting paid. But hey, we're going a little bit off the cuff tonight. We are putting comics to the side. We're going to talk a little bit about comics, but tonight we're all talking about Halloween. We're talking about Halloween traditions. We're talking about favorite scary movie. And we're going to talk about our favorite horror comics. And then, of course, we will have our new comic book day picks at the end. Want to welcome people coming to the chat. And if you're in the chat tonight, and if you want to come live into the show, let us know in the chat. We're going to put that link out there. We're going to have people come in, but we are running one short tonight. Ryan couldn't make it. So bless Ryan. He's probably still getting his costume ready for this weekend. But we do have Beyond Wednesdays himself, Mr. Brian McClay.
And I poo on your costumes.
Take the mask off. You're scaring the children.
Humbug.
Hello, good sir.
What's going on, brother? I'm the only one not dressed up. I feel left out.
You said only one. There's three of us here, bro.
I know.
We're the Three Musketeers. Like I said, there's three of us, so that's just going to leave. I haven't been able to find them. I don't know if you've been able to find them, but we do have El Beardo Jefe, Mr. Comic Man. Andy, has anyone seen this guy?
Oh, you found me. Oh, no. Oh, no.
You know where I used to read Where's Waldo books all the time?
Nice.
Used to read them, huh?
Yeah.
I used to get stuck on the words.
On the shitter.
Oh.
It was
I'm telling you, man,
Where's Waldo?
Highlights magazine was the shit on the shitter.
Yep.
Hey, McClay.
Especially the Highlights magazine where it was like find the pictures, things in the picture. Yeah. So we got Contangers in the chat. Yes, I was excited about all the voice actors for Disney Princesses coming to Baltimore Comic-Con. That's one of my sticks. That's one of my collector's things. I like to get CGC signature series of Disney comics that are signed by the actors that played the characters from the animated movies. Unfortunately, I am not making it to Baltimore this year because of Disney Princesses. That's right. The family is going to Disney the following week. So the funds could only decide between one trip. And this is the first year we get to go to Disney and see it decorated for Christmas because my wife was a manager for Target. So we were on a no leave embargo from pretty much October through January when she worked at Target because that's their holiday period. So we're excited about that, going to Disney. Staying at Animal Kingdom Lodge. My wife's all excited. We got some Magic Bands Plus. But yeah, we got Double O into the chat. We are Venom. We got GTK Comic. We got more people rolling. We're going to have a good time tonight, guys. Hope you guys brought your adult Kool-Aids, hang out, and have a good time. How's you guys' weeks going so far?
Oh, man. It's just getting started, baby. Just getting started.
I know. I was at work today going... I thought it was Thursday for like a split second, and I was like, holy shit, it's only Tuesday. But
yeah, I love those type of weeks, man.
Yeah.
It's Friday for me, baby.
Lucky.
Yep. Vacation time has begun. We are packing for Baltimore tonight.
Yeah. I get to drive up to DC for a work meeting tomorrow, but let's not worry ourselves about work. Let's have some fun. Again, tonight is all about Halloween, some great Halloween topics. I know a lot of people, Halloween is like their favorite holiday. I like Halloween. It reminds me of my childhood, but to be honest, my favorite holiday is actually Thanksgiving because my big ass likes to eat, but I still enjoyed Halloween. And growing up, there's always traditions, whether it was how you would go trick-or-treating, whether you go to your friend's house and eat cinnamon toast or whatever it would be before you got out, and you're just trying to, it's not even out there yet. People haven't come home from work, but as a kid, you just want to get out there and get some damn candy. And then as you get older, you start getting out there, not so much for the candy, but just for other fun stuff that some people might deem illegal. But either way, Did you guys have any traditions growing up, or do you have traditions now with family members? What is something like what does Halloween remind you of, nostalgia wise or tradition wise? What do you do anything, Beardo?
Dude, yeah, Halloween was always every year we would go out. I mean, it's a mixed bag in Michigan, right? It's either 3 inches of snow or it's 75 degrees and raining. So, I mean, it was always kind of a mixed bag. But Halloween for us growing up as kids was, I remember the most in the 90s, it was always like binging X-Files with the family through the weekend. And we went out and did the whole costume thing probably until we were about junior high. And the one thing I'll never forget was, you guys remember those costumes out of the 80s that were like plastic
The
vinyl?
vinyl, and you couldn't, and then the mat. They sell those now at Spirit.
I
I was like,
had the
holy crap!
I had the Kermit the Frog one that I couldn't see out of, couldn't breathe out of, and definitely ripped the pants in the first year. And that sat in the attic for so many years that when I went to go retrieve it, it just kind of crumbled into dust.
Yeah, I had a He-Man one, and I remember an Incredible Hulk one. And like you said, it was basically, I mean, you wear them now to cut weight for wrestling. 'Cause it's just the sauna suit. And then like you said, the mask, they just had like you couldn't see shit. And I was in Spirit getting the kids. My kid wanted to be a monkey, and then my oldest, he just wanted to be a crayon or something. And I was like, easy there, us Marines eat crayons, bro. I saw them. They had like Batman, and I was like, "Holy cow!" I wonder how many people are buying them, and if they're buying them, are they actually wearing them? Because it's just non-functional. But
I remember wearing my utilities once right after I got out of the Marine Corps to go out with some cousins or something like that. Back when I could still fit in them.
yeah. What about you, McClay? You guys trick or treat there in Arizona?
Oh, fucking A, man. I remember, I think
Do they speak English there?
yeah, the biggest one that I remember is my parents would make barbecue ribs every Halloween. That's like the food that is made every Halloween. Barbecue ribs. They would be started before we went trick or treating. By the time we get back, they'd be ready. And my grandparents would always come over. And we just chill, and my grandma would always steal all the dark chocolate out of all of our candies.
Yeah, the parents text. Now that I'm a parent, I love the parents text. And we had Noah Burke. I mean, I think everyone, everyone was worried that razor blades or poison, and if it was homemade treats, your parents are just like, yeah, throw that shit out. You're not eating popcorn balls and candy apples in this house. But and then of course I think they use some of that for some of the parent tax. We're just straight up honest. We tell our kids, yeah, we're eating some of your shit.
Candy apples are the other thing. My mom makes candy apples every Halloween. I freaking love them, man. To this day.
Yeah.
Dude, well, the whole check your candy thing is back in style and fashioning. And after a news report just recently, I saw scrolling through social media about I don't know, hundreds of pounds of Halloween candy getting seized because they found that it had drugs inside of it. Like they were actually, I think it was Molly or a bunch of pills. So now back in the headlines again are like, double check your kids' candy because they already busted all these other traffickers trying to ship it in Halloween candy.
Wow.
Mitch going full bar. Yeah, it's weird because different stages of life. I act like I went freaking trick or treating till I was like 17, but as a younger kid, I lived in Germany, and it was great because going on base, but we all lived out in town, so the whole street was kind of Americans, and we'd always go to one friend's house, and like I said, it was like that was where I learned about mixing cinnamon and sugar together instead of putting cinnamon and then sugar on toast. So I was like, "What is this? It's delicious." And my mom's like, "It's just cinnamon and sugar mixed together." I was like, "How come you're not doing this for us?" We would do that, and then we'd go out and two streets of Americans pretty much and hit those houses. And then when we moved back to the States, growing up and living up north DC area, it was kind of the same thing where it was, go to someone's house, eat dinner, go out. And like I said, it's like parents like, it's not even time yet. It's not dark. Nowadays, when I start getting into that, hey, it's creepy season, I want to watch Shudder, or I'm on Netflix and it's just binging different horror movies, and I like that's the time of year when I want to watch those horror movies. And I subscribed to Shudder last season, and I forgot to unsubscribe, but I've kept it. So I've been watching, the new Creep Show series, and then I watch some of the Shudder exclusives, and then I move over to Amazon. But speaking of that, Andy, what's the next topic we're going to talk about?
Dude, Halloween movies. Like
Halloween movies.
Not just
Not to
Halloween
mention-
movies in general and what are based around Halloween or what's released on Halloween, but like your tradition of growing up with watching media or content through the holidays as a kid and Halloween. And I'm curious to see if you guys are on the same radar kind of as I was growing up, and if you land in one camp, no pun intended, or another.
Oh, sleep away. But I don't know, Brian McClay, what were your did you have favorite horror movies growing up? And has they changed? I mean, we always go back to the classic slashers, of course, but
I remember this isn't a really horror movie, but it's kind of like a monster movie, and that was Monster Squad, right?
yeah, Wolfman's Got Nards.
And that was the first time I went to a drive-through, and because we couldn't find tickets for it anywhere, it was all sold out. My dad's like, "Screw it, we're just gonna go to a drive-through," and we went to a drive-through and watched Monster Squad, and it was one of my best memories ever, man, as a kid.
That was
one
one we
of them.
watched it in Germany, and it was great because it was almost like Goonies as a Halloween movie, right?
Yes,
And I just remember Wolfman's Got Nards. But
yeah.
I've watched it like a year or so ago. It's still good, but I think I like it from the nostalgia value. I think if I had my kids watch it, they would just be like, whatever. Like, great horror movie. Now you got Stranger Things and everything like that. Of course, growing up, it was always movies that your parents wouldn't let you watch: the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, the Jason movies. And then you go into Texas Chainsaw. The one movie that scared me the most has got to be Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho, man. I would wash my hair so damn fast so I could open my eyes back up. And I would just like be washing with my eyes closed, and I would just punch the shower curtain because I just couldn't stand that shower scene that the famous Psycho shower scene, man. It messed me up as a kid. But yeah, and then I don't know if you were referencing Sleepaway Camp or something else, but that was a movie that kind of messed me up too, because I was like, wait a minute, that's a dude.
Yeah.
I was like, what is going on? And then Sleepaway Camp 2, I think they did a third one too, but after the second one, I didn't watch them.
The scariest movie to me, even nowadays when I think about it, I get scared as a 42-year-old man, even though I've watched it in the last 10 years and was laughable when I watched it. But even when I think about it to this day, I still get scared. And that's The Exorcist. I remember being a kid watching The Exorcist because back in the day, the whatever local TV channel here in Arizona, it would play The Exorcist on Christmas Eve night.
And if you hear tubular bells, man, you're just like kind of like chills.
Bro. Oh, dude, I get so scared about The Exorcist still to this day, dude.
We watched that in high school. We went into Georgetown and watched it at a theater right near like the steps and stuff. Yeah, it was freaky because those type horror movies freak me out the most, like the supernatural or religious or stuff that
could be real.
Yes, so to say, and
Yeah.
I don't. The Ouija board type stuff.
I don't
one
fuck
of the
with
movies
Ouija
that
boards,
really
dude.
freaked me out and gave me nightmares before the press got hold of it was
Blair
Witch.
Yeah, I saw that
the way
opening
they
night,
marketed
dude.
and found footage. It almost they even had like a it was before websites were popular, but they had like a website that seemed like it was news footage.
Yeah.
And then it was before everything got out that this was all marketing. It was fake. It was low budget. I was like, holy shit! Like I'd wake up freaking out, like expecting to see someone standing in the corner of my room, like.
Dude, I remember going to see that movie opening night. I was in high school, and we took a bunch of chicks with us, and we were like, oh dude, this is gonna be great, you know what I mean? And all of us dudes were scared to death of that movie. And then when we got out, the chicks were like, that's so fake, you guys know that's not real. We're like, no fucking way, no way, that's real, that's definitely real. We felt so stupid a couple of days later when it came out. It wasn't real.
Same way, because the internet was fairly new. What would they come out?
Yeah.
97, 98. So and it was just and I mean, he's got it up on the screen. Noah's putting it in there. Poltergeist, that makes me. I couldn't stand having a tree outside my bedroom my bedroom window from watching Poltergeist. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So I mean, you guys are spot on with pretty much everything that was hitting like TNT or TBS as far as movie marathons during Halloween. And everything you guys knock off or mention off here, I was like, yeah, I can remember that. And I remember just having the living daylights scared out of me. Because I mean, in the 80s, I was too young to go to the movie theater, but I remember sneaking down the stairs, sitting at the base of the stairs while my parents were watching all the scary movies. And Night of the Living Dead was one of the first ones that they actually let me stay up and creep back out. The original black and white George A. Romero film. I got to sit down and watch that with them. And that was the first scary movie I ever watched as a kid. But growing up through the 80s or the 90s, born in 81, and then growing up in the 90s, all of these were repeatedly hitting TBS, TNT. And God, I think the only thing you guys didn't hit was Freddy, the series, Nightmare on Elm Street series, and the Jason series.
Halloween.
Yeah,
My brother
series, and
my
then
brother was so
Halloween.
scared of Michael Myers, man. So scared.
Those were the movies that gave us like Sleepaway Camp and shit like that because they were so good. And then it was was it Scream talks about the movie trivia where everyone thinks Jason says Voorhees was the killer in the first one when it was his mom. But
Yeah.
you guys ever seen the movie The Descent?
Yeah, that's creepy too.
My wife and I were watching that. I knew it was like a horror movie, but I didn't know what to expect. And my wife didn't know it was a horror movie. She just thought it was like some chick flick about cave spelunkers or whatever you want to call it. And then it just went off the rails. And that movie like jump scared the shit out of me, man.
Great cover.
Like, holy cow. I think they made a sequel to that one too.
But, great cover. Look at that cover, man. Skull.
Yeah. And then there's some great French movies, right? Like High Tension.
Dude, the greatest horror movie that anybody will ever make, in my opinion, is one of the greatest all-time movies I've ever seen, and that's Martyrs. Have you guys ever seen Martyrs?
Yes.
Oh my God, bro. That's like two movies in one. I remember Martyrs. It's a French flick. Bro, it is so scary and creepy, and it makes you think the weirdest shit. And it's like two movies in one. I remember my jaw. I watched that with my best friend Keith. My best friend Keith's like, dude, you got to watch that. So I watched it with him. The whole time, dude, my jaw is just like, I'm just like, oh my God, dude, this is crazy.
This one right here,
bro. Yeah. It is so fucked up, man.
That one, and then like Chainsaw Massacre led to a bunch of different stuff. Like then you had some of the newer ones, like the Eli Roth stuff, the Hostel, Green Inferno. Eli Roth has that Shudder series. I think it's on Shudder's owned by AMC, so there's a lot of mixed stuff. But they have like the countdowns of the best horror movies and shit like that. But Mitch,
I'm telling you, man. If anybody out there has not seen Martyrs, you have to see Martyrs.
He's pulling up Human Centipede.
I always think of South Park whenever I see this.
Yeah. Oh, you want cuttlefish? Oh, you eat cuttlefish?
Have you ever seen the YouTube behind the scenes and when they're filming that part?
No.
Oh, you got to see it, dude. It's so funny, dude. It's so funny. They can't stop laughing at each other.
Oh, you want to play a game? What's that one again?
Saw,
the Saw series. I remember.
I never watched those. I always thought that was like, why do I want to watch that? I don't want to watch that gross like shit. Like, I've never seen any of those because I just like, I'm not into that stuff.
Speaking of Saw, oh come on, bring it up. The camera's still connecting. Speaking of Saw,
nice.
That's not creepy at all.
That is creepy.
Dun, dun, dun. That theme song.
I remember Saw just creeping me. It's a very weird, different style of horror where it's like.
Is that thing moving? What the hell?
Yeah. Oh my God. This is bad. This is bad.
Is that your kid?
Dude, that's creepy as hell.
Saw was great. And then Final Destination, those types of. There's a series on Netflix, and they have another one that's on Shudder Original, but I think it's called like Slasher. And it's kind of like if you like American Horror Story, to me, Slasher was great as well. I mean, if you like the Scream, I Know What You Did Last Summer, those type movies, that Slasher series is good.
Saw was one of the first horror movies that I watched that took
Whoa, was that the Stranger Thing kids?
Yeah, it's an advertisement from
Oh, okay.
IMDb. It just flipped over to advertisement stuff there. But Saw was one of the first movies that the fear wasn't coming from this external source or this point that was either chasing people or frightening them or trying to get at them. It was they're already caught, they're already done in. The fears derived based on the choices people had made and what they need to make now. And it was like the fact that people were forced to do these things to themselves, that was truly fear inspiring, or not inspiring, but fear instilling.
Yeah, and the thing about horror movies, it's not the movies itself that scares me. It's my imagination after the movie when you're at home in bed trying to go to sleep and you start thinking of shit from the movie.
Yeah.
That's what gets me. But
Here, so
Bodies,
this is
Patrick's asking if anyone's watched Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. I don't think I've seen that one.
Nope.
So I have not seen that one either, but this is what I grew up on, was the 90s remake of Night of the Living Dead in color. This was the one. This is like that next one after the black and white as a kid that my parents let me stay up to watch. This is the one that I would sneak again and hide behind the couch to watch this one when either people were sleeping or when nobody was home. I could catch this. This is the one that really, really got me drawn into post-apocalyptic survival kind of storylines. And when Resident Evil hit PlayStation 1,
you think like Resident Evil was this is good.
What?
I said that movie's a good one because it gut punches you at the end when you think the protagonist is safe. Sorry if I spoiled that for anyone.
No, I mean this is one that'll go down anytime that they do another evolution of movies, laser discs, VHS, CDs, DVDs, Blu-rays, every evolution that comes along, I will always buy like a steel book or steel case copy of this on any iteration, because this is me growing up and everything that I love about sci-fi and survival horror and things like that. It's all roots from here. And then even the comedy, there's a comedy kind of late 80s version of Night of the Living Dead, like 2, I gotta find, really.
Yeah.
Solo.
But People Under the Stairs was another one that I used to love.
Ooh, I forgot all about that. Yeah, that was good.
But Return of the Living Dead, I think I watched that one before the original Brains.
Yep.
Yeah.
That one was hilarious because they would talk and say brains, and just some of the scenes in there were almost comedy like.
Did you guys say Phantasm yet? Remember Phantasm?
Yeah.
With the little balls.
I used to mix that up with no reason why, but I used to always mix that up with Puppet Master.
Yeah.
Yeah. People in the stairs. Oh, Ving Rhames, man.
Yeah. People Under the Stairs. I remember that. It was scared the hell out of me, the trailer for it.
Yeah.
Remake of
anything with cannibalism freaks me out.
Yeah.
Remake of it was good. I would say the original one, I didn't like the part 2 for.
Ooh, another classic. Little Monsters.
Yeah.
Oh, Howie Mandel.
Yeah, nice trip down memory lane here. God, I'm loving this tonight. Absolutely.
Donnie Darko's a great Halloween movie.
Yeah. Yep.
Old school.
Messed up, but yeah.
Yeah. I remember Donnie Darko, finding the Donnie Darko Wikipedia back in the day was like one of the greatest things ever. Because it tells you all the cool little things about it.
Entity. I remember that as a kid. Freaked me out.
I don't think.
Yeah, that's based on a true story.
Yeah, that's an old 70s horror. Well, I want to say 70s. When was it? 82. Oh, I was way off. Samsonite.
82.
But yeah.
Barbara Hershey.
5. But
yeah, man, that's crazy.
God, they just kind of keep coming up now that we keep talking about them.
I will tell you though, regular cable TV is better with horror movies now than it was when I was a kid. Like the TBS and stuff that cut everything out. If you watch stuff on AMC now, they leave a lot more stuff in than they used to.
Good, they should.
Yep.
That's why I love Turner Classic Movies.
Yep.
Turner Classic Movies is my favorite all-time channel.
Yeah. But
The one with the chick gets covered.
what do
in
you
blood
feel
at the
about?
tom.
I mean, movies in general, but especially horror movies, like rebooting series. Are you a fan of the reboots, or like what if they are? Everyone gives Rob Zombie shit for Halloween. I liked his first one, didn't like his second one. Shit. Speaking of Rob Zombie, there's plenty of movies there between House of Thousand Corpses and 31.
Devil's Rejects.
Yeah, Devil's Rejects.
I like Rob Zombie
his
stuff.
Monsters movie or whatever on Netflix wasn't that great, but
I didn't catch that one yet. I don't know about McClay, but I'm all for a lot of these reboots or remakes. I just think that the classics are the classics and the kings will always be the kings, and the best homages or the best respect that we can pay to them is respectful remakes or re-envisionings. Especially look at all of us growing up in the 70s, 80s, and 90s with some amazing horror movies that were done not with CGI, not with digital effects, but actual makeup, actual like extremely hard work crafting and building these things from nothing. And to be able to bring some of that back, it'd be super, super amazing. Like there seems to be a trend. A lot of horror movies are good or good versus evil or about evil. And I don't see a lot of stuff like Poltergeist. I don't see a lot of like, I don't know if it's, you have to re-engineer the wheel, so to speak, but doesn't seem to be a lot of stuff that's already been done in the 70s and 80s.
I tend to like not so much the reboots, but the shows that they make the shows out of the movies, and then you get a longer narrative of like Hannibal and even Bates Motel and things like that. But yeah, original Pet Sematary was nuts.
You can't talk about horror movies without talking about The Shining either.
Oh man, yeah.
And the remake, The Shining did a remake that was phenomenal too.
No, really?
Also, right?
Yep, the original Shining, 1980. There was a sequel that I did not see yet. I'm wondering if anybody in the chat got to see it.
That's the one with Obi-Wan in it, wasn't it?
And then 1997, they did a remake of The Shining. It was a guy from Wings, one of the pilots from Wings.
Yeah, but that was a TV show, right?
Yeah.
No, this was a movie. Maybe it was a made-for-TV movie,
yeah,
and
TV
the IMDb rating isn't high. But this is this. I loved this one. The original's better, but this was another one of those childhood horror movies that I grew up with that I absolutely loved.
That's like the original, The Stand.
Oh yeah,
TV miniseries.
That was good, man, with Gary Sinise.
ROOF spells moon. But welcome, people coming to chat. Yeah, McClay wins costume of the night. But
yeah,
Rebecca De Mornay. What was the movie she was in? It was like the Fatal Attraction type, where she was like
single white female.
Yep.
Yeah. There was another one also, right? She was like the stepmom. Hand that
I
rocks
just
the
remember
cradle.
single white female. Hand that rocks the cradle. Yeah.
Yep. So we can sit here and talk about movies all night, but
I know, right?
Speaking of keeping with Halloween, keeping with horror, but getting over to comics, right, McClay?
What's that? Getting over to comics. You talking about our favorite horror comics, brother?
Favorite horror comics. I mean, you can even do a time. Let's just talk a little bit about horror comics. I still love good horror comics, and it seems to be a great trend now, especially with horror anthology series. I mean,
Yeah.
Ice Cream Man. What was the one Scout had? Electric Black, right?
Yep. You know what? One of my all-time favorites is that a lot of people don't know about. Dead World.
Ooh.
You ever heard of Dead World comics?
No.
I'll bring it up here. Let me find it.
I've heard good things. I haven't read it yet, but
let me see here. Here we go. So it actually had an old school. A lot of people don't realize this, but it actually had an old school early Crow appearance because
nice.
was Yeah, because it was Caliber Comics that did it. So let me bring this up here. Yeah, man, these are great books. Dead World. Let's see here. Hey Kids Comics. Let me see if these. Trying to find all the good place that shows all the covers and stuff. They were one of the few ones that I remember that did variant covers, right?
Yeah.
So they did a regular cover and then they did a gory cover. Yeah, let me go and share my screen here. I can't really find a good site for this, but this is kind of the best way to do it. So you guys can see here, like these are some of the old school covers.
Really tough to find in high grade.
Very tough to find, especially the gory covers. They're very hard to find, and they did a bunch of them. There was a bunch of different volumes and stuff, and just really creepy Stephen Bissett books. Very hard to find in high grade. Yeah, man, just cool gory shit, old school gory shit that was always behind the curtain. This and like Faust and all that stuff. But yeah, man, I love the old school Dead World stuff.
Those are great covers.
Yeah, man. Very, very cool. Of course, the old this is in the early 80s. Of course the old preschool horror, or preschool, pre-war, pre-code horror.
Pre-code horror. Even what comes to mind to me, what I'm always a favorite of is Bronze Age DC, especially Bernie Wrightson type stuff.
Yes. Yeah. So I love all that stuff. Yeah, Necroscope. I remember Necroscope too. Holy cow. Yeah, man. These take me back.
Crossed was did Avatar? Is it Avatar that did Crossed?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Where they they did the homages.
Yeah.
Not Garth Ennis.
Ooh.
David Lapham. That's what it was. No, wait. I thought it was Garth Ennis that did the first series. I might be wrong. Could be wrong. But they did some really good stuff for this series. Ugh.
Yikes.
Yeah, man. They did homages, though. Watch. Variants. Back before the variants were anything, and they did my favorite.
What did Steve say? Homages is?
Yeah. So this is my favorite crossed cover, of course.
It'd only be better, Brian, if you had like the original, huh?
Yeah.
Bastard.
Now you got to get a copy of that.
I do. I have a copy of it. Yeah, nice. Man. Tough to find. Very tough to find. So, of course, my favorite all-time Skull book.
Yeah.
I collect those Skull covers.
Yeah, pre-code horror, but good luck getting into that freaking hobby.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. Keep your eyes on that stuff over the next year or two. See what happens.
Red Room. That's one right now. Shout out to Eddie P.
Yep.
Yeah. I think I got to stick with the old school DC, like weird war tales. A lot of that. I don't know if that's bronze or it's silver. I can't remember because whenever I would hang out at my uncle's house, he had boxes upon boxes of comic books down there, and they had all sorts of runs from the DC weird war tales or weird tales. Those were always really cool because they had little horror stories, little snippets, like sometimes 3 stories per book, or they were like little one shots. Those were a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Garth Ennis, man, he writes some fucked up stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
What was
he's the Alan Moore light.
Yeah.
Nice.
So,
I mean, you can't talk horror comic books and not bring up Gideon Falls. Sorrento, Lemire and Sorrento, fantastic team. Gideon Falls is probably in the top 5 modern horror thriller type reads right now. It's to die for. I mean, that's one that if anybody likes Lemire's writing, just buy the really fancy hardcover version of it, put it on your shelf, and save it for a nice rainy day and sit down and binge the whole thing. Yeah, there it is, Cantankerous.
Yep. He's just he didn't even read it. He just liked what you said and put it in there.
Great minds.
Weird War Tales, yeah.
Yep.
Some great books on Weird War Tales.
Yeah.
These Savage Shores, if you're a fan of Ram V, that's one of the great ones, especially if you like vampires or Dracula's. But there's so many great horror comics out there, and like I said, even the anthologies right now. Speaking of horror comics, and speaking of, we talked about the movie and they got the Shudder series, but we got Creepshow, right?
Ooh.
How about this? I have 3 copies that we will give away right now. And Brian, you're always good at it. One, just make sure you're in the U.S. We'll keep it cheap to mail, please. Brian, tell them you find out how they win, and then you pick 3 winners.
I think this is the best way to do it there, Andy. Go ahead and go to that link I just put in the private chat, and you can bring it up and you could share it. And then just don't fill anything in the words. That way it'll just pick anybody that's in the chat and let the chat run for.
You can leave it blank.
Yeah.
I'll be darned.
And it'll just pick anybody that's in the chat.
What is this sorcery?
So we've got our live stream clicked right there, and the match text is blank. So just go ahead and start collecting comments. There it is, 16 entries. Oops, I got to share the screen. A little slow tonight. I'm scared with all the good movie ideas.
Yeah.
There it is, 16 entries. Anybody else that wants to get in on that? How many copies did you say you were giving away?
I'm giving away 3 copies.
3 copies. So 3 different people.
Let me give a little bit more detail about this. This is the David Mack Wanted Comics. Even though he's a damn Dodger fan, good friend, Drew Lawan. I say, good sir, get your creep show. So yeah, we're gonna give away 3 copies. Certificate of Authenticity, Wanted Comics. Bring this back. Limited to 500 copies. So we're gonna give 3 away. So pick 3 winners.
You just enter by chatting in the chat.
You gotta wear a damn costume for one, and then show up in the live stream, jackass. I'm just kidding.
16 entries still. Please don't say Dodgers to me. It's too soon.
Yeah, suck it, Dodgers and Yankees fans.
Are you ready to give away one now?
We're gonna give away all 3 now, or as it goes on. I said, good sir, pick us a winner.
Well, there's one right now. Give me a countdown.
3, 2, 1, draw. Oh,
that's the trick. It puts all of us in the. It puts all. Oh, Solo Wookie.
Solo Wookie.
Solo Wookie already has one.
Does he already have one?
He does. I gave him one.
Son of a.
I'm outing him. I'm putting him on Front Street.
All right, drawing again.
Draw him again. I'll give Solo Wookie something better the next time.
It's just comment in the chat to be in the drawing, right?
Yep.
Yeah, draw it again.
See, at least Solo Wookie is truthful. He's gonna win again.
There you go.
Yeah, that's good. Cause Parkar, Cantankerous, send me your address. I think I might have it, but send me your address at simplemanscomics@gmail.com, and I will send this out with some Dodger tears.
Oh. So you got 2 more to give away yet.
That's all right. Better than my Giants this year. But
yes.
Do we want to draw again or draw again in a minute?
Do you want to give them all right now, or do you want to hit up something and give it a minute while more people?
We'll draw the last 2 for our one more thing tonight. How about that? So there's still time. Yeah. Tell your friends.
You guys want to get into New Comic Book Day?
New Comic Book Day.
all kinds of goodies out new comic book day Halloween wise, man. Tons
Yeah,
of
man.
Halloween style books. Here we go.
Wanted comics.
All kinds of stuff, man.
Shoot the J. Shoot it.
Let's go through these. Man, there's just tons of them. There's just tons of what you could consider like Halloween books. Army of Darkness versus the Reanimator, Necronomicon Rising #4. Let's see if there's
There
any
was
good.
a cool variant for that.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Let's see if there's any cool variants. This one's kind
Yeah,
of cool.
that's it. The 129 homages.
Ooh.
Arthur Sidem.
Yep.
There's the 129 homage.
Okay, that's legit.
Get that signed by Bruce Campbell. Awesome.
Is he signing anything?
Usually, he's kind of a jerk.
Yeah, I heard he wasn't going to be signing things for one reason or another.
Yeah.
So it's because you gotta use the secret word. Give me some sugar, baby.
Yeah.
Or tell him this is my boomstick.
There you go.
Let's see here. What else? There's all kinds of them, man.
Lovesick.
Ted, Black
Lovesick
Ghost.
from Image looks pretty cool.
Lovesick. Oh, let's go take a check.
House of Slaughter's out too, but
Yep. House of Slaughter, and then
Ooh, this looks very interesting.
ooh.
Who is this? Jim Mahfood.
yeah,
Mirko
there's a cool Mirko
Andolfo.
and Dolfo variant for that as well.
Vecchino. That's interesting.
Yeah, she wrote and draw, right?
Man, yeah. Very interesting. And here's the Andolfo.
Yeah.
It's okay. This one's pretty
But,
good.
and a
Jim
lot of those
Mahfood.
are Image books, not store books. Like there's a lot of Image covers for that book as well.
That's pretty interesting right there, man. Wow.
Yeah, Rockstar Games.
Yeah. Meow. Of course, everybody's going crazy over all the Merc publishing stuff.
Yeah.
I can
Jeez.
see why.
Yeah. Lobos is awesome, man. Great artist. Jeez.
Yeah.
I just
Merc is like Antarctic Press of 2022.
yeah. This one's really good. The Moon Knight annual, where it's the first meeting, I guess, of him and the new werewolf by night.
Okay.
Yeah. It's got a Sienkiewicz variant. Pretty interesting. It's got a Klein variant, Nick Klein. That's badass.
Holy wow.
That should
Yeah.
be a glow in the dark cover.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Boom has a new book out tomorrow called Damn Them All.
How about this one? Chilling
Ooh,
Adventures of Sorcery. Of course, if you guys don't know about this, has the great My Bargain Comics variant.
Yeah, make sure you guys check out My Bargain Comics.
Let me bring that up real quick.
The Jean Royale with cheese. Love John Royale covers.
I think it's what is there's like a new website, comicvariants.com or something like that.
Yeah,
Is that what it is?
I believe it is.
That up. Nope. Comic. Where's the new site? Let me find that real quick.
I am out of date on my websites now. Hey, Wood.
Yo.
Comicbookvariant.com.
Why do witches wear all black?
Because Halloween's after Labor Day.
So you can't tell which witch is which.
So here you go. Comicbookvariant.com. Go get your Sorcery of the Innocent, a take on the Dave Stevens Seduction of the Innocent cover. Pretty good.
Yeah. And if you're a fan of John Royal, he's also got a regular variant for the Zenoscope Halloween special this week.
Ooh, let's take a look at that. Where's that?
Of course, it's always hard to find Zenoscope Halloween special because it's a Halloween special. Is it Grim Fairy Tales?
Tarot, Witch of the Black Stuff and Nightmares. There's tons of them. The variants. What is this? Have you guys ever seen this?
Oh, from Marvel?
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah. I think I remember. Am I remembering the first one that just came out before, or did they release the variants once before?
I don't know. I've never heard of it.
Well, Ryan brought up that variants cover a few months ago, the Jessica
That's right.
Jones one with Daredevil.
Trying to find that Halloween special.
Yeah, let me see.
Strange Academy. Finals. Ooh, man, there's some. Look at this.
Oh, it's a spin-off series.
Holy cow. Wow. That's great. Man, this is nice.
Oh, look at the trading card variant.
Ooh, I'm going to be getting these.
Opus Comics also has Halloween.
It feels like there's something missing, though.
It's under Grim Fairy Tales presents Grim Universe Quarterly. Is the John Royal 2022 Halloween.
Here's the Halloween. Hold on, let me bring this up real quick. That's pretty interesting. Ooh, look at that. I like that.
Yeah.
That's cool. Remember Pumpkinhead, the movie Pumpkinhead? That movie always creeped me out. That's actually pretty cool. This one right here.
Oh.
Yeah, the middle one's the John Royal.
Ooh. Jeez Louise.
Yeah, he comes from, Paul Green, J. Scott Campbell, old Darwin Cook, right?
Mm-hmm.
Very similar styles. That's kind of cool, the old monsters.
Yep. A lot of very interesting books for Halloween, that's for sure.
Check out Damn Them All from Boom.
Damn Them
because
All?
if you're a Walking Dead fan, we got a familiar artist that's the artist on that. And a little Charlie Adler.
Not a fan of Charlie Adler. Never have been.
No?
No.
What about,
I'm
are
a
you
bigger
a fan
Tony
of
Moore fan.
Are you a fan of the TV show Supernatural?
No, I never got into
You
it.
don't
But I
like
heard
the
it's really
Winchester
good.
brothers?
I never got into it. I never watched it.
Sam and Dean. But yeah, this kind of reminds me of Supernatural. But
there's a DC Horror Presents issue 2 right there next to Damn Them All. Looks like DC's making a run at some military horror stuff. That's pretty cool.
Speaking of military horror, you got to go get Drew Zucker's The House, man. If you haven't picked that up, trade paperback. World War II horror. And then you got Creepshow 2 and Creepshow #1 second print coming out tomorrow.
Oh, they don't have the covers.
Yep.
Is it just me, or does it seem like Image isn't dropping like a big horror title? Like I haven't seen any advertisements, haven't heard anything, hasn't heard the community talking about it. And usually Image dropped Gideon Falls fall of, was it 18 or 19 it started for Halloween era? I'm not seeing anything from Image as far as like a big horror series start drop kind of deal.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, Creepshow, but that's Skybound if you're talking regular Image proper type stuff.
Yeah.
Ice Cream Man, of course, but
that was 2 years ago it started, wasn't it?
Yeah. Might have been 3 now,
What's Dead Mall?
Old Dark Horse.
That looks pretty good. The Penn Mills Galleria is about to be demolished. 5 teens sneak into the mall to take a look around before it's gone. However, The mall is far from abandoned. A night of exploration becomes a shopping spree from hell. The teens must contend with the sprawling, transformative, cosmic horror of Penn Mills or be trapped forever within the dead mall. Interesting.
I know AWA brought back Year Zero. I think issue 1 was like last week or the week before, right before Halloween.
Here's
Or a little earlier.
Detective. Ooh, look at that cover. Ooh,
That's
kind
like
of creepy.
classic Vertigo type shit.
Yeah. Sienkiewicz.
Ooh,
Yeah.
love the duality there, kind of.
This one's great. Jim Lee.
Man,
It's like he spent all his time on Batman and then just drew that other guy.
Wow. Look how good that is compared to the actual.
Yeah.
This is so much better. The
Yeah,
color has
that's like
ruined
the
it.
director's cut, and then the colored versions when the WB execs got to it.
Yeah, man. Look how bad the color is compared to that.
Speaking of, that is a little news tidbit, right? They came out today. We got James Gunn's basically going to be the Kevin Feige of DC.
Yep.
So there,
Yep.
we did talk about news tonight.
Well,
did
you
see
know
that.
what? I'm not too stoked with that. I think James Gunn is too funny, haha. I don't want funny haha with DC.
He did.
know?
What was his like original movie that was like a horror movie? Was it Slither or not? Was it Slither? What was the one in like the hotel room? I forget what it was called. He did a horror movie, like one of his first movies. But yeah, I mean, I get what you're getting at with Guardians, Suicide Squad, Peacemaker, but just give the man a chance. It's better than what they had. We'll see. And they got, sorry, not to disrespect the other guy, I forget his name, but it's him and some other dude.
I can't remember his
Playing
name
the
either.
dude disguised as another dude. We did have a Tropic Thunder reference in the chat earlier today. But wow. Yeah. I say, good sir. Why don't we give away these other 2 copies of Creepshow?
Yes,
Dave
absolutely.
Mack, Wanted Comics. Good old Drew.
There it is. And just like you guys mentioned, leave it blank and it'll pull comments. Only 14 entries this time. So as people everybody keep typing, because I want to see if this thing like actively at the same time keeps entering people. Oh, it's because there's 14 people, individuals that have chatted. It's not how many messages. Okay.
That's fine. Go Astros. I think, yeah, I'll take them over Philly. I'm not even a Padres fan. I was just rooting for NL West, but not Dodgers.
So there's 19 people in the chat, 16 entries. So there's 3 watching that haven't entered. Probably Ashley, probably me. Oh, wait, there's 3 of us here. It's the 3 of us. Okay, you ready? Count me down.
3, 2, 1. Draw. We'll just keep going.
Yeah, let's see how many times it lands on Brian and Brian.
There we go. Shane Emerson.
Nice.
Shane Emerson, shoot me your address in an email to simplemanscomics@gmail.com, and I will get one of these copies of David Mack Wanted Comics Creepshow #1 exclusive, limited to 500 copies. Certificate of authenticity. We got one more.
Yes, we do. Let's see. Okay, so we're eliminating Shane. You're not going to send him 2 copies, right?
Right.
Okay, so drawing again. The silence is killing me. Nope.
So long.
3 Rivers Comics. I'm glad we didn't get whatever that.
A bot did slip in, but you knocked it out really quick. It's hilarious that it still counted the comment.
Yeah, that would have been funny.
Yeah, 3 Rivers Comics, same thing. Shoot me your address at simplemanscomics@gmail.com. So we have 3 Rivers Comics, we got Shane Emerson, and we got Cantankerous, winners of a copy of Creepshow #1 David Mack exclusive variant from Wanted Comics. Make sure you guys check out Wanted Comics. That's comics with an X. I hold the sweet coaster. I don't have
Where'd
my
it
beer
go?
on there tonight, but
Where'd it go?
what's that?
Hold it back up.
I
That's
say, good sir, check out Wanted Comics for all your comic needs.
one of my favorite logos out there.
And while we're at it, shout out to the other channel sponsor, John. Sorry, good Lord, at the616comics.com as well. But yeah, do we have a dad joke? Is that what we had?
We had a dad joke because this winter, if someone is cold at your house, tell them to stand in the corner because it's 90 degrees.
90 degrees. That's great. I'm gonna use that when my dad comes up from Florida, but he never comes up.
Don't touch that thermostat. Stand in the corner.
Yeah, my dad's always showing pictures of places he's visiting, except this son, Dad. If you're watching, in fact, I'm gonna cut micro content and let you know, Dad, that hurts our feelings when you don't come visit us. But either way, real quick before we go, Andy, you excited about Baltimore?
I'm not gonna press the button. It's one more thing time. Because yes, Baltimore. We are leaving tomorrow to hit the road. Nice little journey, nice little trek. It's gonna be easy. Remember, last year, guys, I left like on a whim, wasn't gonna go, and pushed it and drove from 3 o'clock in the afternoon till 3 a.m. that Friday morning or Saturday
That was
morning.
awesome. Should I come?
And I had so much FOMO. I wanted to go see everybody for a day, and I promised myself that if I ever did Baltimore again, I would either have a second driver or I would fly. Well, this time around, Miss Comic Man Andy wants to go. She's never been to Baltimore and really looking forward to seeing that con. So we're going to go and make a nice little vacation out of it and check out some other things to and from there. And yeah, definitely got 3 or 4 books we're on the hunt for because Baltimore has never let us down. Every year that we've gone, we've always been able to find a big grail book that we've been after. And we don't see at any other conventions. Those guys really bring it hard to the paint with all of the books they bring for Baltimore every year. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of good vendors there. I'm sure we'll run into Vintage Comics. We'll run into, I don't know if Drew's going. I got to message him. I know Aftershocks going to be there. Drew's going to be there. Mm-hmm. There's going to be so many good people there and so many good vendors. I can't wait for it. There's good food down there. My favorite thing is there's the awards there.
Ringo.
The Ringo Awards are always at the hotel. Right over by the convention. So if you're staying at that hotel and you wind up at the hotel bar after the Ringo Awards, you're bound to see a ton of really cool people, and maybe you'll bump elbows and get into a conversation with some of them, like real creators, content creators, comic creators. I mean,
yep, always a good time. Good food, good comics. And then outside, also at nighttime, just smells like shit in the streets. You know, Baltimore rats. You could ride home to your hotel room.
So we're totally taking a night to go bar hopping, and we're gonna revisit a lot of the bars that we did in 19. Where's Washington Apple Matt? We got to stop by. Remember him? Oh yeah, and so many good times.
Good Matt. We drink a whole tree of Washington apples. But yeah, what you got for us, McClay?
Same old. Unfortunately, I won't be in Baltimore. I had planned to go, and something come up in the last minute. So, yeah, man, I'm just gonna be chilling. We got a show tomorrow night on Beyond Wednesdays, and then Saturday night, of course. So, come hang out with us Wednesday and Saturday night.
Yeah, I can't believe it. I'm kind of sad. I won't call it FOMO, but I'm gonna miss out on a lot of friends. This is the first time I've been to Baltimore, minus the COVID year. Probably in like 6 years, and so I hope everyone has fun. I'll be following the Google Hangout, and I'm sure there'll be plenty of pictures. But
yeah,
always a great time in Baltimore. Even the con itself is great, and then just meeting up afterwards. A bunch of great foods. Inner Harbor's right there. You can also see the Orioles play in the. I'm just kidding. They don't ever make it to October, but next year Baltimore is moving back to the beginning of September, I believe. So.
Ooh.
September 8th. So we'll get the dollar water guy back, I'm sure. But yeah, if you guys ever get a chance to go to Baltimore, make sure you guys check it out.
You like it better in October?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I do also want to take a moment to say thanks to Cantankerous for the super chat. Definitely appreciate that. He's like, gave him away a free book and then he super chats. So I'll get you taken care of. Definitely appreciate that. Most importantly, guys, be safe. I will say with Baltimore Comic-Con being over Halloween weekend, if you're going and looking to bar hop, go to Fells Point for Halloween. Yeah, I went before cell phones were a thing, and I had one of those like disposable cameras, and then I took plenty of pictures.
You old man.
It's fun. That was when Beastie Boys Intergalactic came out, because it was all over every bar at night for Halloween. Intergalactic Planetary. And with that, I bid you adieu for the evening.
Look, they talking like they don't know a king when they see one. See him in person, he take it back like a refund. Ballin' with my brothers, all my playing D1. Daily checking chicken, he gon' spin it watching reruns. Say they real, but they clones of me.